because I do this every day.
Every meal you have, you measure it?
Absolutely. 9 shrimp is a serving.
So at this point, how long have you been doing that?
Since 1997, maybe 96.
You've been measuring your food for all that. Look, I'm like, how many years is that? 24 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so now you don't even think about it. I don't guess.
Mm-mm.
What do you
I
do?
kind of, when I go out, well, when I go out, that's my cheat. That's my day that I cheat.
Okay.
That's the day that I can eat whatever I want and just enjoy myself. I'm a foodie. When it comes to eating, I am a foodie. You hear me? Like the stuff that your daughter's been making, if I were there, I'd be like slapping it up. Because I am a foodie. But because I know my body, because I know the struggles that I have as far as my health is concerned, I know that I can never eat that way on a regular basis again, ever in life. And I've accepted that. I'm okay with not being able to have cake whenever I want, not being able to have a donut whenever I want. I'm okay with that.
So you're not
So, nope.
because you've gotten yourself into a routine.
Yep.
So do you plan out your meals?
Absolutely.
So you do weekly planning, or how do you do it?
Well, when I was working, I would do weekly. I would do like weekly planning. But now that I'm home, working from home, I can just on the fly just know what I want to eat, and it's not planned out. It's planned out in my head. You know what I mean? So I know for the next 3 days, I'm gonna drink a smoothie in the morning with protein. I'll probably have a half a sandwich, and because I'm talking to you, I normally would put like maybe 10 grapes on the side, but then I would have to wash the grapes off, and I didn't want to get away from our talk, so I just had the sandwich. It was easier to make. Um, and then for dinner, I'll probably have tonight's Friday. I'll probably have the same thing I had last night, maybe shrimp and green beans,
Okay.
or non-shrimp, and green beans with onions, sauteed onions.
So the string beans, the green beans are measured as well.
hmm And it's not. It has gotten to the point where I know what a cup looks like, so
Right.
I don't have to actually pull out my cup. So,
But that's the way you started, was pulling out the cups and then
oh yeah, oh yeah, that's the way I started. It's pulling out a cup, pulling out a half a cup, pulling out a third cup, whatever. I would pull it out. Um, but now I can eyeball what a cup looks like. A cup of vegetables look like.
And what about carbs? No carbs in the life?
Yeah, I do. Well, vegetables and fruits are carbs. Those are your good carbs. Uh,
The other ones.
the other ones, I try to stay away from the other ones. I do have bread, so I have the 21 grain bread here that has 21 grains, oatmeal, flaxseed, chia seeds, all those healthy seeds in it. So if I do eat bread, it will be a bread like that, opposed to a white bread or just a regular wheat bread. Like we said yesterday, bread is my weakness. Bread is my love. Bread's my boyfriend. Any kind of bread, white bread, black bread, pumpernickel bread, rye bread, sweet bread, raw bread.
See, mine is not just bread. My bread is married to some butter.
Oh yeah.
If you give me bread and butter, I could be in prison if that's all they serve. If I only had bread and butter,
I'm good. Yeah, yeah. Bread and butter, bread sandwiches. You ever had one of those white bread sandwiches? You folded it up and squeezed it and ate it like a log.
no, I missed that one.
Yeah,
No.
that was big in the way day.
Oh, okay. I missed this.
Cornbread, any type of bread. And that's why I don't even buy. That's the only bread that I buy. And when I do eat bread, it's on a cheat day.
Yeah.
Like I'll have pizza. Tomorrow, Saturday, tomorrow's my cheat day. I have a cheat day every Saturday, and I've been doing it for the past probably the same time I've been doing measuring. Cheat day, once a week, one meal, and that's it.
Wow.
That's it. I don't, I'm not swayed by, girlfriends say, hey, let's do, let's do pizza tonight and it's Tuesday. I'm like, nope, sorry, I can't. Pizza night is my Saturday.
Okay.
Now, we can change our plans to get together on Saturday, or I'll eat a salad on Tuesday and watch you eat a pizza. But most people will do like a cheat on a Tuesday. They'll do a Tuesday cheat because, girlfriends ask them and they say, okay, sure, no problem. And then they'll go and have a Saturday cheat too. And that's what I talked about last night. That's why it's so hard for people to lose weight, is because they're cheating too much.
Yeah.
Stick to one day and keep it moving.
Right.
Stick to one day and keep it moving. When I was training for my first show, no lie. I'll kid you not. I'm gonna tell you how much of a foodie I am. All right, so when you're training for competition, you have to eat a certain way, right? You already know you have to eat a certain way, 6 meals a day, no craziness in between. All right, 6 meals a day, no craziness in between. Well, when I started training, I went the entire year. I think I started in the summer, and I was supposed to do a show in the fall, but I wasn't ready. So I had to do it in that following January. So that meant I was training through November, which was Thanksgiving,
Ooh.
and Christmas.
Ooh.
Right. So Christmas, we always celebrated at work 21 days of Christmas.
Uh-huh.
21 days of Christmas. So leading up to Christmas, the 12 days of Christmas. So 12 days leading up to Christmas, everybody had to bring in a dessert or some type of food item. And so let me tell you how foodie I am. For those 12 days, because I was training,
Uh-huh.
I took a dessert home every day, wrapped it up, and put it in my freezer. Wrapped it up, put it in my freezer. And my competition was in January. I can't remember the exact day, but the day after my competition, I took it all out. And I had my own Christmas party. I ate brownies that I thought everybody else eating that I couldn't have. I ate homemade cookies with little sprinkles on top that I couldn't have because everybody else was eating it and I couldn't have it. I ate so much that day. And let me tell you, I got sick as a dog too. But I can remember like it was yesterday. I'm sitting at my kitchen table at my mom's house. And all you can imagine is this round mounds of food wrapped up in plastic. And I'm just opening it up.
It was like Christmas all over again.
All over again, girl. I had homemade fudge. I had ice cream cake. Girl, I had it all. It was so good. But that's how foodie I am. Because I love to eat, but I've just chosen to eat a different way.
So here's a very important question. Because, and the fact that you've done this for 24 years, I think I already know the answer, but because you've changed the way you eat and being such a foodie, do you feel as though the quality of your food life has changed?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. It has definitely changed. I mean, I've always tried to find a different option for whatever food I like. So I like bread, I like bread. I like crackers and stuff like that. So I bought these. These are
Going.
mango and coconut almond thin cookies.
Uh-huh.
Only 100 calories for 3. So instead of eating, I can't even think of, instead of eating Oreo cookies, or, I'll just have one of those because all I'm looking for is something to satisfy that sweet taste.
Okay, so when you have people, you have clients that come to you who are real foodies, like
Yeah.
yourself, and they need to change their habit, but they don't want to give up what they know and what they love because food is everything for some of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do you guide someone through, it's almost like food life, right?
Right. Right.
So how do you take someone to be able to make that change?
Well, usually people who come to me are ready. They're ready to make that change, but they may not know exactly how to do it. So I'll I'll take them step by step, little by little, piece by piece, and we'll try to pull one thing out of their life that they absolutely love, but I'll replace it with something else. And so we'll just keep taking something out and replacing it, taking something out and replacing it. And then at some point they're like, you know what? I'm getting rid of this, I'm getting rid of that, and I'm getting rid of this. But people need something to replace it with.
Right.
They need something to replace it with. So I help them choose better options, And so you can still eat cookies, but I'll show them how to make a healthier cookie.
So what do you say to the people, because you said they are usually ready when they come to you, what do you say to the people who want to be ready but they're not ready, or they don't understand how to get to the point of coming to you to be ready?
And that's a mental thing. That's a big mental thing. And and I just have to have a conversation like, what's important? What's really important to you? How much is your health important to you? Do you want to live to be 100, or do you want to just survive to be 100? Do you want to be 100 and still being able to walk and, walk down the street without a cane, or play, continue to play with your grandkids and still ride? There are people who are still in their hundreds and still riding bicycles and all of that. So just existing to be 100 and just surviving to be 100 is a whole lot different to just being healthy at 100. And so I asked them questions about, what do they really want? What's really important?
Yeah. Difference between surviving and thriving.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It goes also into there's something to be said. We're a very superficial society. I think we're a superficial world. But there's something to be said about when you look good. It's just, that goes along. When you look good, you feel good. And
Right.
then and when you don't, you kind of like I think you kind of give into it, right?
Right.
You almost like you throw up the white flag and you give into it. So it's not just, and you know this better than I do, it's not just your physical health and being able to do all those things, but it's your mental health.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And nobody comes to you and say, I want my brain to work better, or I want to live for a healthier brain. Nobody comes for that. Everybody comes because I want to lose weight to get into a size 10 dress. I want a big booty and a nice big round one. I want to get my arms in shape, but nobody says, I want my brain to work better. Nobody says, I want my brain to work better. So
And it's all tied in together.
it's all tied in together.
It's all tied in together.
Yeah.
So it's a holistic approach to life.
Yeah. I gotta take you back downstairs.
And that's what you're offering people, a holistic approach to life.
Right. You're absolutely right, baby love.